Every time I come to Africa, I'm like, I need to make more things.
Did you jump?
Who jumped? I didn't jump. Day 5. We are waiting on a coach, and then y'all see the group, y'all see the peoples. We're gonna go like an hour and a bit away from Accra, and then we're gonna go see like castles, the slave thingy. Is it castles? Is there like a castle as well in it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, castle, this slave thing, and like a. It is a slave thing.
I know. When you say slave thing, it just seems so callous.
Basically, where the white men came to get the black people. Okay? And then. That's the one. So, yeah. Oh my god, I really can't read that, it's too far away. Anyway, we've reached the spot that we were gonna go to. I'll show y'all the little sign. It's like over there somewhere, but we're gonna do like a canopy walking tour. They said at night. Dang, it's really noisy here with the football. I'm gonna walk over here a little bit. Well, basically, what we're doing here is a canopy walk. So there's the trail going up there. So we're going up there, and then like at night they said sometimes you can see like elephants, tigers and stuff, but like obviously during the day they don't really come out. But I'm manifesting an elephant or something. Come on, elephant, come through. Yeah, let's go be sick. And then after that, then we're gonna go to the castle part. Also, if the camera quality looks a bit different, it's because I'm using my uncle's camera. It's Nikon D5-200, because my little camera is dead. I put it on charge last night thinking it was charging. It did not charge. It did not charge. So we are on the Nikon today. Is it Nikon or Nikon? I don't know, man. This stuff, like, can y'all see at the back behind me? It's so pretty. I need to make more things. Every time I come to Africa, I'm like, I need to make more things. I just need to make more, you know? More.
Kakum National
This is the
Park.
beginning.
Just the beginning. We don't have much climbing to do. So you're welcome. So from the badge control where the tickets were checked to where you are standing, we call it the regenerated forest. That includes where you did the climbing from the staircase to the side. It's the regenerated forest or the secondary forest. And a little history about that place is because in 1992, before it became a national park, we have communities that actually come in here, cut down trees for medicinal values, for firewood, for a bit of farming here and there to get in some money to support their families. But we realized that as time goes on, we're actually destroying it, and so had to be stopped. And what do we have to do? We have to compensate them. You can't just stop them from not use the place because, of course, it has to be a win-win. So the community community heads, which is the chiefs, were actually talked into, and they spoke to their community people, and then by God's grace they had an agreement whereby some were being trained in some medicinal stuff, detergents, just to make ends meet, because at the end of the day it is money they were all looking at. So if you can get them that, then we can also make sure we protect the forest. So that is how come now you can see that as you are climbing, you can easily see the sun rays. But as we are getting deeper to where the canopy is, you can see that the trees actually interlocked each other. So you don't have a direct sun ray to your body. Okay, so you're welcome once again. So where we are is the boundary line, which separates the secondary forest, which is the regenerated forest, from the primary forest, which we call the virgin forest. And that is because we got the opportunity for them to enter to this part of the forest. That's why it's so virgin. And that's why we have taller and bigger trees, where it enabled us to have the canopy walkway. So we want to learn a bit about the park, how it was called the Kakum National Park. So the Kakum National Park, we got the name from a river in the forest, and we call it the Kakum River. And we needed a name in 1992 to make it open to the public. It was ideal to go out. Of course, we have the thing in the forest already. So we just went to borrow a bit of the name of the forest river, and that is the Kakum River, and now we have the Kakum National Park. So we have some animals like the forest elephant, we have monkeys, we have snakes, we have leopards, we have bears, we have butterflies. Yes, but then we cannot see them at this time of the day. It's a little portion of the park.
Not even the elephants?
Yeah, we have forest elephants. Yes, you know we have forest elephants and we have savanna elephant. So the ones we have here are savanna elephant. They are not, they are forest elephants. They are not big or huge like the savanna elephant we mostly see on documentaries on televisions. Okay, and this is the forest, so this is their home. So you coming in here, indirectly it's a danger to them. So anything noisy, it sense danger, and they are dangerous. They're not like savanna elephants or savanna monkeys where you can feed them with some banana and play along with them. They can really attack. So they mostly come out at night. And so that is how come we have the tree house. That is a wooden structure. You book ahead of time, sleep there with the tour guide, and then whatever you want to do, you discuss with the tour guide, and then you do that. And then we have the bird watching. It's done early in the morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And it's only that time that you can do it. So, and then what we are going to do is the canopy walkway. It was established in 1994, and in 95 it was open to the public. We have 8 bridges. Initially it was 7, and that was a bit scary for a lot of people because when you start you have to finish it. Either you can do it or you cannot do it. But God being so good, we have an extra bridge making it 8. So that is the checking out or the shortcut. So if you cannot do all the 7, you can still do the 3 and still have an experience of how the bridges are. They are suspended bridges, and these are hanging on trees. So that should tell you that they are not firm. And because they are hanging, it wobbles a bit. It swings here and there. It is part of the fun. It's so safe.
Yes.
It's so safe.
What is the bridge?
No. Since 95, no one has fallen, so you are excluded.
What materials are the... Y'all ready?
Ready.
Yo.
Ready.
Yo.
We were born ready.
Mama.
Who's gonna cry? I think your
Mama.
I think your mom gonna cry.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is Richard.
Yeah.
Ready.
Ready.
Yes.
You ready? Boy with the fear of heights. Well, fear of falling. Sorry.
I give it to everybody. We all fear scared of falling.
So, ready to go? Stop. So you follow up like that. Get up. Yes. The way you're seated, you follow up. No, you go. She was first.
You've been like,
No, I was just standing there. I was at the back of the bus.
Okay, so keep going. It's the work.
Sylvie,
so you're saying the short one?
The short one is left, the long one is right.
One after the other.
No. You can go. We can be together. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. See. Okay.
Oh, my bag. This is calm. How you feeling, bro?
That's fine.
Yeah. Yo, look at down there. That's sick. I'm a bit wobbly, but because I'm not holding on. Oh, look at the butterfly.
I am causing a wobble.
Yo. Yo, this is chill, man. This is real chill. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Right?
Yeah?
She jumping?
Who jumped? I didn't jump.
Feel like you.
I didn't jump. Who jumped? What?
You know something as dangerous as jumping on one of these bridges.
Who would do that? No, never. Me, I'm out here trying to focus my camera. Everybody watching this, my bad if the footage is blurry. Yeah? I'm trying to do this one-handed while trying not to fool. What's wrong with you? What? I'm not doing nothing, I'm walking.
Girl, the way you're holding your camera, someone will get you.
We are in the jungle. In the forest, actually, not a jungle.
In the forest.
Yeah.
Over the trees.
Over all the trees. There's some big trees. We have made it. Y'all made it. You faced your fears?
Yes.
Do you feel like you're I'm a celebrity?
Yes,
Do you want to get out of here?
I want to get out of here.
Look at these bamboo trees. Yes. This is awesome the way they just like, yo, bro, awesome. Oh, we survived.
Put it on the shirt.
Yeah, yeah. Let them know. Let them know. Let them know. Who survived? You survived. You survived. You survived. And you survived. We all survived.
We're all survivors.
Yeah. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. Got me some pasta. I've been eating my pasta, so yeah. This is literally the saddest looking garlic bread ever. And we got some salad, some sauce. That is like not enough like dressing for that amount of salad. Well, it's okay. Then I got a pineapple cake. It's pineapple and ginger with some agua. These are the different places, the bridge, the walkway, soldiers barricade, the condemned cell, European cell, dungeon of slaves. Yeah. My camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna try and capture as much of it as I can. But if it dies, then I'll try and get some footage on my phone. It's not gonna be the best quality, but we'll get some pieces. But yeah, this is where we're at. Oh dang, I got real dark for a second.
Which first arrived in the year 1471 for three main reasons: political, religious, and economic. Political, in the sense that the Portuguese at that time wanted an area outside Europe where they could control, dominate, and extend their territories. Religious was to propagate the gospel, as they claimed to do, and economic, to enrich themselves with gold. Based on these reasons, they assembled a team of navigators, began the voyage, but the system of trade was barter, that is, exchange of goods for goods. As a result, the Portuguese came along with European goods, of which some of them included guns, gunpowder, used clothes, rams, mirrors, beads, in exchange for the gold, ivory, and later spices. By the rate at which gold was given out in exchange for some of these aforementioned European goods created impression that this town was full of gold. As a result, the Portuguese named this town Elmina, which simply means the mine, and the name was later corrupted into present-day Elmina. But the traditional name for the town before the coming of the Portuguese was a local name called Anomansa, which literally means inaccessible supply of water. When the Portuguese arrived in the year 1471, there was no structure like this for the Portuguese to stay and do business. So officially, the Portuguese requested for a piece of land, but their land was turned down because the chief said it is important for people to be good friends when they are living apart than when they are living together. But the Portuguese never gave up because they knew what they were looking for. Upon several attempts, it took the chief 11 years, the land was given out, the Portuguese came down with a team of artisans, and this structure was built. But two incentives motivated the Portuguese to have this structure being built. One, it would help them to enjoy monopoly over the trade along the stretch of West African coast. Two, it would help them to protect themselves from external forces who may attack because of competition. Whilst they were trading in gold, it didn't take much time when the attention shifted to trading human beings. When Christopher Columbus, an Italian navigator being hired to explore the west coast of Africa, indeed came here. When he was going back to India, he got lost because of navigational issues that he encountered, and he landed in the Bahamas, on an island known today as San El Salvador. Columbus never set a foot in America before he died. But the truth, what we have been told is that Columbus discovered America, which in reality that wasn't the case. Now, when he got to the Bahamas, that was when the exploitation of the native Indians began, which also coincided with the Europeans' early demand for sugar, which also allowed for sugarcane plantations. But because of the mortalities, the overwork, and the disease, the native Indians were dying. So they need to have an alternative. A man named Bartolomeo de las Casas suggested that Africans could be used as alternative to the situation. So what he suggested, in the year 1512, some Africans were sent to Hispaniola, present-day Haiti and former Dominican Republic, for experimental trial courses. Based on their own findings, it was concluded Africans were much more stronger, could resist the weather conditions over there. And based on that, the demand for Africans on the large scale trade. Now quickly, all the rooms over here were turned into dungeons, where Africans who ended up here, ended up in the dungeons. The Portuguese were in charge of this slave dungeon for 155 years. In the year 1637, it was captured by the Dutch, continued the same slave trade for 235 years. So almost 400 years, Africans were captured, put them in chains and shackles, and they ended up over here. And by the time they arrived here, some of them died on their way, suffered from footsore or wounds. And when they got here, they spent about 2 to 3 months of retrenchment, and because of the unhygienic conditions of the dungeon, as we're going to see, some of them died. And those who died were taken out and thrown into the ocean. In the year 1872, the Dutch sold this place to the British. By the time they took over, several laws had already been passed. But it doesn't mean the British were innocent, because Cape Coast Slave Dungeon was where the British were, whilst the Dutch also were. But when they colonized Ghana, they used Cape Coast as the seat of the administration. They used this place as a sub-administrative center. And during World War II, they recruited people, brought them here, trained them as soldiers to fight for the British in India and Burma. The British were in charge for 85 years. 6 March 1957, Ghana gained independence. We took over and we have been in charge for 65. As we speak today, this structure is 514 years. And this is the oldest and the first to come into contact with the slave trade. This is an introduction to this slave coast. And because some of them became pregnant with time, and those who became pregnant were not transported because they wanted those who were so strong and energetic who could work, not those who had become too weak as a result of the pregnancy. And that was when they started to build stone houses. And those who became pregnant were moved into the stone houses until they gave birth. And after giving birth, the kids were given European names. They had a school established, meant to give them education. And they grew up, never saw themselves as African because they were light-skinned, colored children. And some of them even became merchants, interpreters or agents. But some of the women were so bold to resist rape. Those who resisted rape were punished. How? Let's get to the cannonball. At that time, it used to be 8 cannonballs. And each cannonball weighs about 25 kg. So once she resisted rape, she was chained to the cannonball for 24 hours. No food, no water. In the scorching sun or in the rains, she was made to stand in it. And the whole idea was to create fear among the others in the dungeon. So that they wouldn't have the same edge to resist. The same punishment they had to go through. And this weighs about 25 kg, equivalent to 50 pounds. Now let's see what happens. Now, all the rooms that we are walking through are dungeons. For instance, the first one that we entered is a dungeon, about 100 women were kept in that space. This is the largest female slave dungeon, and about 150 women were kept in this dungeon. These are original floors that they were sleeping, lying, defecating, urinating, menstruating, and vomiting. During the time, these girls, together with the one that we just walked through, were locked with willingly to prevent anyone from escaping or from going out. So the only source of ventilation or light came from where the animals are. And because of the poor ventilation sources, the mortality rate was really high. As a result, they decided to have another source of ventilation, and this one was created. But unfortunately for them, it connects to the magazine where they kept the guns and the gunpowder. So in case of any leakage, all the toxins drifted in, which added to the worsening condition, which in the long run increased the mortality rate. And those who died were just taken out and thrown into the ocean. So this floor, during the time, was full of feces, urine, blood, and foam. And they stayed in the dungeon for about a month or 2 months. And because of these unhygienic conditions, that was why the mortality rate was really high.
So when the Portuguese built this was originally for what? This was the
So
store?
it was originally built for storage, for trading gold and other commodities. But personally, based on my research, I disagree with that narrative because the Portuguese had the first slave market even established in the year 1444 called the Mercado de Extracos in Lagos before they even arrived here in the year 1471. So I disagree based on my personal findings. But that was a hidden agenda never disclosed until the vote became official no. To the room of no return and see the door of no return.
Say it again, sorry. See the say we're going to see
The door of no return.
When the internet they don't come again. They don't come back.
At that time, was still at the brandy room. The brandy. Where they received their brandy for easily identification before the boat to make it into the ship for the journey to begin. One step down.
they got ice cream.
And like, yeah, there's a step.
The female passage, yeah.
There's a step.
Let's come inside. I want to explain something to you over here. Section room. A room that for the first time both men and women, as they came from their respective dungeons, would meet or they saw each other for the first time after being separated for several days, months, before they ended up in the room of no return to begin their journey. At that time, there was a wooden staircase meant for the women to use before they ended up in the room of no return. Both men and women would meet or they saw each other before they made it into the room of no return. And let's get in and see what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. One step down. One step down. One step down. Watch your head. 4 steps down. Watch your head. 4 steps down. You watch your head. 4 steps down. As we come to the room of no return, watch your head. 4 steps down. Watch your head. Now, this is the room of no return. And this is the door or the gate of no return. We can see how narrow, how tiny, how smaller the size of the door is. Does it mean that those who were captured, some of them were not fat, or some of them were not strong? That wasn't the case. If that is the issue, why then this size of the door? Because before the trade in human beings began, the door was bigger from this point to this point. But when things shifted to trade in human beings, that was when the door was narrowed for 3 main reasons. 1 was to control the Africans. 2, for easy counting, so they could easily be counted to know the number that they were taking from the dungeons through this door. As 2 or 3 cannot walk through simultaneously except 1, it made counting so easier for them. And the 3rd reason was to dehumanize. But narrowing the door into this size did not suggest that those who were captured were not strong. They were, but being captured, traveling barefooted for several days, crossing rivers, climbing mountains and hills, with little food being eaten on their way to the dungeons, spending about a month or 2 months, the psychological, economic trauma. No matter how strong or fat you are, what happened to them? They lost weight. And as a result, made it possible for them to go through this narrow gate. At that time, the sea or the ocean was just up here. So the ship just docked some few meters away. And they used wooden boat or canoe to transport them in batches into the ship. Then they were parked in the slave holdings, as if, so to say that they were not humans, before the journey across the ocean began, of which they had to endure another worse experiences before they got to their destinations. There was no point that their situation became better. Things always worsened from one point to the other. Today, as we are having this experience, if the walls have mouth to speak, they would have spoken better than me. Because they saw the tears, they saw the pains, they saw their cries. But unfortunately, the walls cannot talk. But this should never deprive anyone who conduct himself or herself to this little dungeon of a true history. Marcus Garvey once said, a people without the knowledge of their own past history, origin or culture is like a tree without root. And there is an old proverb that says that until the lion has his own historian, the hunter will always be a hero. Today, it is so sad to hear and to listen to news that when you go to the States, efforts have been made that African history or black history needs not to be taught in schools. Why should this happen? Because we all need to know this, because there is an importance to that, so that if history is never learned, it will be condemned to repeat itself. That's why it's important for all of us to know this and to learn. It is so painful to me because I keep on saying the time for this, but it's always never enough. But we all need to know this. Based on this, management have made some effort available, and they have made some books available which gives all the details as to how things happened over here.